Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. And salutations and greetings to you, Akim, out there laboring in truth and sincerity. I'm Ryan Kirkma,
and Grand Rapids Cab.
And we're just gonna get into a lesson going into the rising racial tensions between the Israelites and these Edomites. And we know that prophecy is in effect, and that this race war that's prophesied to go down, is going to be in full effect very soon. So, we out here for the hopeful elect to be a warning for our people, and to pretty much let it be known that it's all these Edomites, these so-called white people, always been our enemies, and that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to get ready to redeem us, but also through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he's going to rouse you tribes up to start rising against the so-called white man and these other nations. During the time of martial law, during the time of the RFID chip, it's already really taking the place now. You got more Edomite cops, that's being killed. It's about like over 100 Edomite cops throughout the nation, as far as, when I look up an article on that statistic. But, this thing is about to go down. So with that, you got anything particularly you wanted to start off with?
Jeremiah 51 and starting off with 19.
Okay. Jeremiah 50 and 50 and start 50 and 9?
51 and 19.
51 and 19, okay. Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name.
Right, the portion of Jacob, the God of Jacob, the power of Jacob is not like the other gods, because he is the former of all things. In other words, our God, the God of Israel, created everything.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And the Lord is going to put the sword in our hands. He's going to bless us to be a terror unto our enemies. Because for the kingdom of heaven, to be established, for those of the hopeful elect, for the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, for our salvation. And then I'll get Luke 1 and 68. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, the power of Yasha'al of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Because, it's not just Esau that hates us, but he's at the top nation. The so-called white man is the top nation. And those who call themselves fake Jews, those gutter rats over in our land, who fund the slave trade, these are at the top of the nations that hate us, So, and we need deliverance, from these other nations, So, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant. All right, yeah, because the Most High made a covenant with our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, for the world that was created for our sake, as being his chosen, and to establish us in the kingdom of heaven as the new rulers. You know, because we're gonna be the new judges and the new governors over the earth, and through our Lord Yahweh Shah over the whole universe. So
Also Psalms 17 and 13, where it says, one second. Psalm 17 and 13 says, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
huh,
Which is basically just telling you plain, the wicked, which we know is Esau, is the sword of the Heavenly Father, that oppressing sword. Going back to Jeremiah 50 and 16, it says, Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. And that oppressing sword is the sword of the Lord, which is the wicked, which is Esau. So,
huh.
you got anything else on?
Yeah. I can get another precept. As far as this whole thing where our people don't want to recognize that we have these other nations as chiefly these Edomites, these devils, as our enemies. There's going to be a separation from your day to day with these interactions with these Edomites, whether it be at your job or going to a supermarket or wherever you at in the world. They're gonna show their true hatred to the point where it's gonna be bloodshed, like out in your everyday life. It's gonna get bad out here. Especially you can see that with Trump in office. So this is Proverbs chapter 11 verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, because Most High is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is a just power. These Edomites is going to receive the recompense for their transgressions that they have committed against us as a nation.
Second Ezra 15 and 15, for the sword and...
Salakia, let me just finish this out.
Oh, yeah.
But the seed of the righteous, shall be delivered. The seed of the righteous is the children of Israel.
Second Ezra 15 and 14, Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall be in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of
So it's going to be a lot of home invasions, especially with the RFID chip being made mandatory. People is going to resort to any means to get food. The supermarkets and everything, if you have to have an RFID chip to buy food and buy groceries, and you got Jake is actually going to rebel against that. That's why they're going to put martial law and stormtroopers, and that's when it's really going to get bad, because then people going to start getting carted off to concentration camps. Esau is going to release his real military weapons out here. So buildings is going to be collapsing everywhere.
And man shall